Good morning, students. I'm Pragati, your psychology teacher, and I'm going to start today a activity class with you for the psychology, that is five-stage theory, a five-factor stage theory which we have done yesterday of Sigmund Freud, in which we have studied about the oral stage, anal stage, phallic stage, latency stage, and genital stage. This has been well explained to you in yesterday's class, but today I want that we just take quick revision of this theory so that when we move further to the post-Freudian theories, means the theories in which the psychologist is being encouraged with Sigmund Freud's theory and then introduce their theories in a different form or expresses the personality in aims of and inspirations and other form of personalities has been explained by the psychologist. So in this theory we are going, this was the class in which you have to tell about their ages, that in which time period this stage theory is being belong to which year, and what are the basics of the characteristics or libido in this, and also the fixation. So you have to explain all these things in the theory, and in the table you have to make a table and in which you will explain that oral stages belongs to which time period of age, then what is the libido and pleasure factor, and what is the fixation, and after that you have to write your name and submit it to me just within the 30 minutes. This is the time period gap in which we are going to do this activity. But before going through the activity, we need that we go through a quick video in which we can revise all the terms very fastly. But now the video is going to be initiated by the animation series in which I am going to tell you how these stages been affected, and you going just listen it very carefully, because in that some or the other characteristics or points or one or the other factors is being added, and I want that when you make a table, the table should be like this and divided into parts, and you have to write the characteristic points of views in the table. So that is very important. Okay, I am just going to give you some of the points. That the theory which we are doing is of Sigmund Freud, and he is a father of psychology. He has introduced many other psychological terms in which he have explained us about the classes and activities or other theories also, which is based on the development of personality. He has also explained us of id, ego and superego. I want to know that this theory is known what. Okay, what is the name of this theory? You have to write this. Then we have talked about conscious, unconscious, subconscious. Right? So this is being given in which theory or what this is known as. And then today these 5 stages which we have done yesterday's class, the 5-stage theory, what this theory exactly means, because this is one of the most important psychologists, and I want that these should be on your fingertips. That whenever I ask you related to it, ego or superego, or whenever I ask you something to conscious, unconscious or subconscious, or whether I ask you about the 5 stages, in that also if I ask you about phallic stage or in this Oedipus complex or electro complex, then you need to be answer it very quickly. For this class has been introduced, because I am taking this class just on the basis for the upcoming exams, that is the base of your life, and that is the board exam. For that, maximum number of questions rises from the personality. If you want to be an assistant professor and you want to give UGC NET, then personality chapter is going to consume a lot numbers in that UGC NET, and about 10 to 15 number of marks is being consumed by this only single chapter, and in this chapter you need to be very aware about the theories, about different psychologists theories. So we have been going to take a long time on the theories, whether we take 3 classes of a particular theory, but it should be on our fingertips. Okay, so for this basis I want you to start a theory, and just before that go through the video which I have placed for you in the session. Let's start the video.
Freud believed that there were conflicts between the id, or your natural impulses, and the superego, the moral principle, or what society says is okay, and your ego, the reality principle, or what you end up choosing to do in that situation. How these conflicts are resolved or not resolved in some cases can affect future development, or at least that's what Freud believed. Specifically, Freud defined unresolved conflicts as a fixation. Stage 1 is the oral stage and goes from birth to 1 year. During the oral stage, infants only have an id because they have not yet developed an ego or a superego. And so usually they develop they can use their mouth by sucking on their mother's breasts, or by sucking on other objects such as a pacifier. Sucking too much can lead to what Freud defined as an oral fixation. The consequences of an oral fixation could be, number one, if they're oral aggressive and they chew too much, they could chew on objects such as pens or t-shirt collars. An oral passive is taking up other oral activities such as smoking, eating, drinking, or kissing too much. Freud believed that individuals that have an oral fixation may have a passive or manipulative personality. Stage 2 is the anal stage and lasts from 1 to 3 years. During this stage, toilet training is the primary task. It involves a competition between the it impulses that say to go to the bathroom and the ego, or the superego, to not get embarrassed for soiling one's pants. Parents who overemphasize toilet training and cleanliness during the anal stage may get a child that Freud would call anal retentive, or obsessed with cleanliness. Freud believed that children who struggled with toilet training may have difficulty controlling their impulses and could often get in trouble at school. Stage 3 is the phallic stage and lasts from 3 to 6 years. The focus is on the genitals. Freud argued that during this stage, boys see their fathers as competition for the affection of their mothers. He defined the attraction that boys have to their mothers as the Oedipus complex. Freud argued that the reason males did not express their attraction to their mother with their father is because of the fear that their larger father would castrate them. Freud defined this as castration anxiety. Freud believed that boys who get fixated or stuck in the Oedipus complex in the phallic stage may be aggressive or jealous as adults. Freud defined the Electra complex as girls competing with their mothers for their father's affection. A very controversial and what many would believe to be a sexist belief that Freud had is that girls developed penis envy, or jealousy of boys because they had a penis. Freud believed that girls fixated in the phallic stage may keep penis envy, so as a result may have a desire to dominate men or be passive towards men. Freud believed that the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex were repressed from our conscious mind, so we didn't think about it. However, these concepts both were criticized because they are sexist and are also not supported or testable by research. The latency stage occurs from ages 6 through puberty. Freud indicated that there were no conflicts in the latent stage, Any abnormal behavior, he argued, was due to fixations in the prior stages of development. During the latent stage, the child is learning hobbies, developing friendships, and growing. Stage 5 is the genital stage and occurs from puberty through adulthood. Freud would argue that the goal of this stage is psychological detachment and independence from parents. The individual attempts to resolve issues that were caused during earlier stages of development. Freud's stages of psychosexual development. Stage 1 is the oral stage and is from 0 to 1 year of age. Stage 2 is the anal stage and occurs from ages 1 to 3, where the child can become anal retentive if he is fixated on cleanliness, or if the child struggles with toilet training, can become anal expulsive. Anal expulsive means the child may have difficulty controlling his or her id impulses. Stage 3 is the phallic stage and occurs from ages 4 to 6. Freud believed that during this stage, children develop the Oedipus and Electra complexes, which means that they are competing with the same-sex parent for the affection of the opposite-sex parent. Freud had controversial and what many defined as sexist beliefs during this stage, in that girls have penis envy or jealousy of boys because they don't have a penis. And boys are afraid that their father will castrate them if they tell their father about their affection for their mother. He defined this as castration anxiety. Stage 4 is the latent stage and lasts from ages 6 to puberty. Stage 5 is the genital stage and lasts from puberty through death. Thank you so much for watching this video. Click on the link in the description to take a psychology practice test that I made using the Learn My Test study tool. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to stay up to date on our most recent videos. Remember that the best way to study is to take practice tests, and if you can't find good practice tests, create your own and learn while you do it using the Learn My Test study tool at learnmytest.com. Sign up, it's absolutely free, and remember to check out our growing list of test banks for one in your field of study.
Yes, so we have seen the video. I hope you understand what is psychosexual theory, what is the stage related to, and what other theories has been explained by Sigmund Freud. On the basis of that, I have written here some terms, that is anal stage, personality, ego, id, conscious, unconscious, phallic stage, Oedipus complex, Electra complex. These are the terms. Just take a screenshot of this video, this board, and on this board, after taking the screenshot, you need, what to do is you have to write few lines or a short paragraph on each term. Okay, I want it with you, and you have to do it, whether you do it on MS Word or you do in your notes register or you do it in your fair register. That's all your wish. It's not on my way. That's your wish, but I want the homework because I have every child's name, and I'm going to ask you and I will call you and ask you about the homework. Then only we will move further with the other theory, because after this, which theory is going to come? It is post-pragmatic Freudarian theory, in which different psychologists have explained personality in different terms, and to know that, to understand, you need to be well understand with these terms, because when I'm going to explain you about the 5 different psychologists or 7 different psychologists, their theories, you're going to be very confused, and I don't want that my child should be confused in this chapter. Okay, it is very interesting chapter. Just do it with full motivation. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.